Good day, class. So this is your teacher in Media and Information Literacy. My name is Rimar Nares, and welcome to another episode of e-lesson mo. Okay, so in our last episode, we talked about essential competencies of media and information literacy. Do you still remember what those are? So let's have a short, quick review. Okay, so for us to achieve media and information literacy, we have to be media literate. So, media literacy is the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media in a variety of forms. And information literacy is the ability to recognize when information is needed and to locate, evaluate, and effectively communicate information. Number three, technology literacy is being knowledgeable on the proper use of technological tools to access, manage, evaluate, create, and communicate information. Thus, media and information literacy will enable individuals to become competent producers and responsible users of media and information. Okay, so today we will magnify your understanding of this 21st century literacy. So as we focus on how to become responsible users of media and information. So I have a question. Do you listen to radio? Do you watch television? And do you read books and magazine? Or do you now rely on the internet for almost everything? So if your answer is yes, do you know that as users of media, you have to be take on a big responsibility that is going to be our lesson for today. Okay? So to kickstart our lesson, let's have an activity. I will be flashing some statements and do a thumbs up if you think that this statement describe the responsible use of media and information. And thumbs down if you think that it describe the irresponsible use of media and information. Okay, so are you ready? So let's start. Number one, right? Rio immediately shares information that passes through his social media account. So what's your answer? If your answer is thumbs down, you are correct. So you should verify the information first before sharing it. Okay, number two, RB blocked person who made a harsh comment on his Facebook post. So what is your answer? If your answer is a thumbs up, you are correct. It is better to stop or not see rude comments than to argue or fight with netizens. Okay? Number three, Zaira did not cite her source of information in her assignment. So what's your answer? If your answer is thumbs down, you are correct. You should always give credit to your source. Alright? Okay? So how many correct answers did you get? Let's proceed. Technology has changed communication and information platforms. Today, more than 2 billion people around the world are using Facebook. This is the most popular social media platform to get information, get news, communicate with family, and stay in touch with an old friend. Alright? Social media has indeed changed our lives in this time of pandemic. We witness how it delivers easy access to communication and information. However, if we don't all learn how to use it responsibly, it will have devastating consequences for our lives, including society as a whole. Before we discuss proper online media behavior, which is called netiquette, let's first take a look at some ways media can be unhealthy if used in irresponsible way. Right? So, number one, distraction and loss of productivity. So, you turn social media as mental break in school, right? And while taking a break, getting distraction can be a problem. The temptation to glance in social media can take people out of the meetings, social gatherings, and other events that may require your attention. Here's an example. Let's watch a short clip from DepEdTV.
Hey Cece, how are you? I have something to say. Reply ASAP because I know you'll be happy on this information.
Yes, I'm good. What is it, Sissy?
Di ba you like Ike, my cousin? He's here sa house now, and he's like asking things about you.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Another. Number two, addiction. So in extreme cases, the constant urge to check social media and like posts, play online games can lead to addiction. People afflicted with this are just frequently involved with the platform. They feel compelled to engage constantly to the detriment of their relationships, health, and happiness. Take a look at this news.
A Filipino teenage gamer died May 31 after spending too much time on playing online mobile game and forgetting to eat. Carl, not his real name, 15 of General Santos City, kept failing to address his bodily needs, such as food and rest, as he was fixated with mobile game. According to the report, his excessive long gaming sessions ultimately led to complications in his lungs. A Filipino
And
teenage gamer died.
next, number three, stress and mood. So, frequent engagement on social media can also affect your stress levels and mood. In 2014 study of Christina Sagyuglu and Tobias Gretmeier, they found out that the longer people are active on social media, the more negative the mood is afterward. Alright? Then, we have this called flame war. Okay? So, it is a series of angry, critical, or disparaging comments by two or more people in ongoing online argument. Okay? So, negative online interactions such as flame wars are correlated to rates of anxiety. Okay? Next, let's proceed. We have also this term FOMO. What is FOMO? This is fear of missing out. This is a form of anxiety that you get when you're scared of missing out on a positive experience that someone else is having. Take a look at this video.
Ay, buti pa si Jera nakapag-South Korea. Bah, kasama pa mga classmates namin.
Alright, so we have number four. In a study of Brian Primack, they found that among people between age of 19 to 32, the people who spent more time in social media were twice as likely to report feelings of isolation. Okay? The irony is that social media was created to bring people closer together. Okay? A lot of homes today, every family or family member gets so busy with their mobile phones that they forget to talk about their relationship and problems. That is what we call social isolation. Okay? Next. Now, Social media isn't bad. In fact, it is one of the important tools of communication as we widely use it for our business, for entertainment, for education, and for staying updated. But if it is abused, it could turn into a bad media for people. So if you wanted to hold a good or at least a neutral place in your life, it's on you to take the necessary measures to use social media responsibly. Here's how. Number one, turn off notifications while doing something important. Most of the time, we get the urge to check in our social media due to some external prompts, like your phone buzzing when you get a notification. Turning those notifications off can reduce the number of prompts that encourage distractions and hopefully break your habit of routinely checking in. Number two, limit your screen time. It may be hard to limit the time you spend on social media. So the first step is to start tracking how much time you're spending and how you are spending it. Like what we did in our last episode. Set a strict time or time limit to yourself. Okay. Number three, note the quality of your online interaction. No? So not all social media uses bad. Uh, Pay attention to your or pay attention to how you feel after each interaction, such as getting a message or reading a headline. Never start a flame war in the comment section. If you feel negative feelings, consider unfollowing, muting, or blocking the person that caused that feeling. Number four, beware of what you post and share online. The internet is a public domain. Remember that. So even when you think you're posting something privately, once it is posted on the internet, it is out of your control and it can be potentially used against you in the future. Avoid posting profanity, abusive content, obscene content, offensive content, negative opinions about other people, or grammar and spelling, and threats. And lastly, go for more offline interaction. Okay? Don't let social media make up the majority of your social interactions. No matter how convenient it is to keep in touch via digital platform, your best, healthiest, and most fulfilling interaction are usually the ones you have in person. Alright? So these are the ways how to use media responsibly. Okay? Next, this time, let's talk about how to use information responsibly. Okay? So there are two major issues in our information use: the spread of fake information and plagiarism. First, let's talk about fake information. Okay? So fake information or fake news is categorized in two types. Two types. The misinformation and disinformation. Misinformation is false information that is intentionally or unintentionally disseminated on media. It is created by an individual or group for their own amusement. Or maybe it is the result of shared unverified information. Here's an example.
Uy!
Ang dami mo namang saging.
Kapag kumain ka ng saging, hindi ka tatablan ng virus. Gusto mo?
Hindi yan totoo. Oo, maraming makuhang bitamina sa saging. Tulad na lamang ng manganese, ng folate, ano pa ba? Vitamin B6 at potassium. Pero wala pang pag-aaral na nagsasabi na ang saging ay panlaban sa virus.
Ganun ba? Yun yung nabasa ko eh.
Alam mo, Kung gusto mo talagang kumain ng saging, kailangan 2 beses lang sa isang araw. Kasi pag nasubrahan ka niyan, ay naku, ma-constipate ka. At kapag may problema ka sa bato, bawal yan.
Saan mo naman nalaman yan, Aber?
Kay Doc Sarip, galing ako kahapon, nagpa-check up.
Uy!
Okay? Next is disinformation. Disinformation on the other hand is intended to convince online users to favor a group or individual's political perspective. Okay? Misinformation and disinformation can be addressed if we are responsible in our information use. We have to be critical thinkers in dealing with the information that we see or read online. Here's how. For one, always check the source and author of the information. Ask yourself, is it from a credible news and information agency? Is the author reliable? Also, check the date of the publication. An example of this is the reposting of non-working holiday or walang pasok announcement from previous years. Some of you had been victims of this. That's why you should always check the date or check the date. Next, always do fact check. If some headlines got your attention, read and research a little further before you decide to pass the information. Alright? So, another issue on the use of responsible information is the plagiarism. So, what is plagiarism? Plagiarism is the act of using another author's language, thoughts, ideas, or expressions as one's original work. According to plagiarism.org, plagiarism is an act of fraud. It is an act of fraud. It involves both stealing someone else's work and lying about it afterwards. This means that turning in someone else's work as your own, copying words or ideas from someone else without giving credit, and failing to put a quotation in quotation marks and giving incorrect information about the source of a quotation. What else? Changing words but copying the sentence structure of a source without giving credit, and copying so many words or ideas from a source that it makes up the majority of your work, whether you give credit or not. Okay, as a responsible user of information, you should not claim information that is not originally yours. Do not just copy and paste, rephrase the idea, and come up with your own words. Most importantly, always give proper credit to the authors and your sources. Those are the ways to become responsible users of media and information. To wrap up our lesson for today, I want you to remember the following key point on how to become responsible user of media and information. Okay, so number one, don't get too attached to media. Number two, respect other people's opinions and ideas on social media. Observe proper conduct online. Number four, do not share fake information. Be a critical thinker. Don't plagiarize. Most importantly, think before you click. Okay? Also remember the following words. Netiquette. This refers to the proper behavior online. Frame war is a heated argument between two or more individuals online, which results in those involved posting personal attacks against each other. FOMO, or fear of missing out. It is a form of anxiety that you get when you're scared of missing out on a positive experience that someone else is having. Okay, it's information. This is a false information that is intentionally or unintentionally disseminated on online platforms. And there are no political intentions in misconception. Another is disinformation. It is also a false information that is spread deliberately to deceive. This information is planned and organized. And plagiarism, it is the act of copying someone else's words or ideas without the permission of the owner or without acknowledging the source. Alright? So, the internet and social media have become such powerful tools that greatly affects communication and information. But don't forget that we are the ones who operate it. We may have freedom to do whatever we want to do using it, but we must remind ourselves to be mindful and responsible enough with it and think before before doing anything. Reflect upon the decisions you will do, how it may affect others, and how it may affect you. One good thing about social media is that it helps promote freedom of speech. Like all freedoms, they should be exercised responsibly. And this sense of responsibility should be born with us, the users. Again, think before you enter. Let us build a healthier, gentler, more loving, and constructive world through media and information literacy. Next week, we will discuss how evolution of media from traditional to new media shapes the values and norms of people and society. So, this is Sir Raymar. Thank you for watching and see you on the next